at this point, I'd say I've hit my groove with this last section. I'm no longer in that kind of that struggling part. I'm now at the sort of part in the writing cycle where you're just writing, everything's coming out well, and what you think you're putting down on the page feels really, really strong. And even when you look back at it, you go, okay, that's pretty good. I've talked before about kind of the cycle of writing, how it's never a linear process, and how oftentimes there's a sort of ebb and flow to things where you go for, a particularly long period of time struggling or frustrating or just getting angry with a certain section that's just not working. And then there seems to be a bit of a breakthrough, like some idea comes to you, some different way of approaching it comes to you. And then after that, there's a sort of downhill effect, right? Like you're jogging uphill the whole way, and all of a sudden now you start going downhill, and it feels really good. And that's where I'm at right now. Like, things are just clicking. They're just moving, they're clicking, and it's just, again, just part of that cycle. It's you've heard me mention this at least a dozen times about how, I've gone through at least a dozen periods on here where I've been frustrated, struggling, whatever, and then all of a sudden, hey, things are working again. It's what happens. It's the process. It's how it is when you're a writer. You go through periods that are terrible and you feel like it's going to last forever and you feel like your book's awful, and you go through periods where you think your work is genius and it's amazing, and you look back at it and you go, it's not as good as you think, but it's not nearly as bad as you thought it was either. And that's really where you end up at the end of the day. It always seems like you always end up at with your story being better than you thought it was going to be, but worse than you'd hoped it would eventually be. I certainly hope it doesn't happen to me, that last part, but it seems to be how the process works, and you can't complain, right? Like, that's overall a win. So you really can't complain too much if if you end up in that sort of level there. But today, just continuing the process, just continuing to write. I think it's definitely going to take me about another month to get these 50 pages or 30 single space pages, whatever it is, written here. So yeah, so we're just going to keep plugging away at that, keep just kind of moving forward. And then hopefully sometime next month, I'll be done with that. And then we can get into what I hope is the actual final part of this process, the actual final few months of revision. This fall and this fall is going to be a real challenge. It's not just with the revisions basically, but I got other things going on too that are going to be compounding my time. I feel like every day this fall, I'm going to be stretched, probably like from the moment I get up till probably the moment I go to sleep, like blocked out with things to do that have to be done. Which I'm up for the challenge. I'm certainly up for the challenge. I'm not necessarily complaining too much, but yeah, it's a little. I'm already getting a little bit anxious about what's going to be coming up in the next few months. But for now, we focus on the immediate, and right now it's just getting these chapters written here. So I'll be back tomorrow with, again, hopefully some more pages done. As of right now, I have about 4 of those 30 pages written.